Welcome everyone to our CFE info session. In this session, we are going to speak with you about 10 strategies for you to be able to prepare and pass the CFE exam. And this is the objective of this session, is to help you understand what you need to do for you to be able to prepare for the certification. Now, the first question that everyone will ask me always, Iyad, when I'm trying to prepare for any certification, what are the techniques, the strategies that I need to follow for me to be able to pass the exam? Is this exam easy or difficult? So let me start with the first strategy. The first strategy, when you are preparing for any exam, you need to always have all the tools with you. Like when you are going to war. When you are going to war, you will wear your proper dress for war. You will have your tools. You will have one tool to attack and one tool to defend yourself. And in the same way, when you are preparing for any certificate, you need to have the proper tools with you. You need to be able to make sure that you have the material that you need to study from. You need to have the practice question that you are gonna try to study to be able to see the similarity of the questions in the exam. You need to be able to have flashcard for you to study, to memorize the main terms. You need to have the key terms and key concepts that are going to come in the exam. And at the same time, you need to allocate the proper time for you to focus, and you need to take the exam. So this is where any certification, any success in your life, it depends on having the right tools. Some individuals will say, yeah, so when I'm going to study for the exam, is it enough for me to buy the fraud examination manual? You can see CFE offering the fraud examination manual, which is 2,000 pages for you to buy and study. I say, yes, you can only buy the fraud examination manual, but in that case, you need to study for 6 months, the 2,000 pages for you to understand, and you don't know which questions are going to come in the exam, and you are going to waste your time. So in anything in life, if you want to take the hard way, it's possible. But the hard way, there are going to be so many difficulty and so many mistakes. Like when you are going to war and you decide to walk. If you are going to walk, it will take you 3 weeks to reach to the place where the war is going to happen. But if you take a horse, you will go faster. So what you are going to do, how you are going to prepare for you to be able to study and pass the CFE exam, this is the most important concept. So the first strategy, what you need to do, you need to have all the proper tools with you. And the ACFE created all the tools that you need to have, which is we are going to speak about it, for you to be able to pass the exam in an easy and simple way. So that's the first idea. The second one is when you are trying to take the CFE, everyone will ask me, Iyad, is it worth it for me to study for the CFE exam? Is it something that I should really focus on? Is it something that is going to add to my career? Is it something that's going to help me in earning more income? And always we speak about certification. Certification is not the goal. The goal for you to have two things. Number one is to learn the skills. So CFE is not about having this badge and put it on your business card and flash it on LinkedIn. It's all about first enhancing your anti-fraud knowledge and expertise by understanding the best practices from ACFE, which is created over the last 31 years. So in that way, you understand how to conduct a fraud examination in the proper way. And at the same time, the second thing is earning this certification, to have this CFE credential, to have this badge to show on social media, to show on your business card, to be able to show and demonstrate that you are expert in this domain. So it's not only about passing the exam. Anyone can pass the exam, but it's all about learning the knowledge and demonstrating your expertise. So when you are studying for the exam, you always need to have in your mind that I'm not memorizing this concept. I'm not studying this material just because I want to pass the exam. The second strategy, I am understanding this subject and studying this subject because they are going to help me in my life. And I, at the same time, want to know how I need to understand the questions in the exam, how the questions are going to come in the exam based on these concepts. So focus on two things. If you are just thinking about how can I pass the exam, at the end, when someone is going to give you a real case where you are handling fraud investigation, you are conducting an interview, you are writing a report, you are not going to know what to do. So you need to earn the knowledge and the certification at the same time. Now, the third thing that everyone will ask me always, yeah, is this going to help me in my career? Is this going to add value to me? Am I going to earn more money? And the answer, based on the ACFE 2020 compensation guide, they said ACFE who pass the CFE exam, the anti-fraud professionals, they earn more money, especially if you are in Middle East and Latin America. So you are going to earn more money for sure. If you are, and globally, they say around 17% your salary will increase. And I know from so many of my friends who study with us and they pass the CFE exam that, if you are working in consulting firm, you will earn more money. If you are working in a position where you are senior and you pass the CFE exam, you'll earn more money. And some banks or some organizations, they demand that if you are working in the fraud department, you need to have the CFE. Otherwise, you can't stay in your job or you will not get promotion. So getting the CFE exam is very important for you to be able to grow in your career. So this is very important certification if you are working in the fraud of domain of fraud. But so many delegates will ask me, yeah, but I don't work in fraud. I work in internal audit. I work in compliance. I work in control. I work in accounting, finance. Is it a good idea for me to earn the certificate? And again, yes, because if you think about it, in audit, accounting, finance, all of them, there is a fraud. And you are going to face a situation where you are going to look at red flags. You are going to be helping in investigation. You are going to see irregular activities. So definitely the certificate will help you in your career if you are working in any of these domains. Now, the third strategy that I would like to discuss with you. Someone will say, yeah, so do I need to study all these terms and so many concepts and so many terminology? I will always say, simplify the process. So when you are studying for the exam, you don't need to overwhelm yourself. The third strategy, try to make it simple. The meaning, in the certificate, we cover so many topics. We speak about corruption, we speak about asset misappropriation, we speak about financial statement fraud, and we go in depth to speak about every subject of them. And so many of my students, they say, yeah, so many information to understand and memorize and study for the exam. I say, no. Don't say so many information. Start number one, corruption. Corruption, we are studying conflict of interest. Go understand what is conflict of interest, how the question will come in the exam in conflict of interest, understand, the type of question that are going to come, understand the concept of it, practice the questions in the CFE course, read the material in the book, and finish. Now, any question you get about conflict of interest, you understand how to answer it, and you understand the knowledge. And you understand the terms in English, in Arabic, if you are Arabic speaker, and finish. Now we go to the next term. The next term is bribery, rashwa. Then you go understand that term, how the question will come about it, all the concept, then you move to the next one. So you don't need to overwhelm yourself. If you ask me how many terms are in the exam, there are 543 terms that you need to understand. You're like, oh my God, 530, oh my God, so much information. No, one by one. Every time you study one term, you understand how the question will come about it in the exam, and you move on. By the time you find yourself, you finished. And this is always the strategy. The strategy is try to earn small wins. Small wins will get you to the end. Don't say, I'm going to go and finish 70 pages in one day. No. Every day, finish 1, 2, 3, study the terms, understand the concept, and then move on. And in that case, you will be able to clear the exam easily, and you don't feel that there are so much information that you need to understand. Now, strategy number 4, when you are studying for the exam, you need to understand that we are focusing on issues related to investigation, but we are not speaking about investigation in general. The meaning, some individuals, they say, oh, is this related to investigation of compliance? No. This certification and this course is focusing on investigations related to issues of fraud. The meaning, when you are answering the questions in the exam, always you need to keep in your mind that they are going to ask you questions related to fraud. So if you see some of the answers are not related to fraud, if you see some of the scenarios are not related to fraud, definitely these are not the correct answers. So as long as you keep in your mind that what we are doing is focusing on the ideas related to investigation related to fraud, it will help you while you are studying to understand what we are focusing on. This is not investigating compliance issues, or this is not related to investigating illegal activities. This is not related to investigating crime. It's related to investigating fraud. So this will help you while you are studying, focusing on the subject we are looking at. And at the same time, when you are taking the exam, you will be able to figure out which one is the correct answer. Because the idea, you say, yeah, but what is the difference between fraud and crime? For example, crime is violating the law of the country. So the country will have a law. The law will say you are not allowed to do this. And if you do it, it's considered a crime. But that doesn't mean fraud. But fraud is universal. If you do corruption, if you do asset misappropriation, if you manipulate financial information, that's fraud, regardless of which country you are in. You say, yeah, but yes, but in some countries, corruption is allowed. Yes, still corruption, but in that way, it's not considered crime by the government. So always we need to understand, we are not speaking if something legal or illegal in one country, like corruption. We are speaking if this is considered fraud or not, and how I need to look at the questions in the exam. So this is, as long as you keep in your mind, we are speaking about investigation related to fraud, you will be okay. And strategy number 4, which is you need to also focus on, is understanding that when we are dealing with all the investigations related to fraud, we need to understand the legal aspect of it. What's the meaning, the legal aspect of it? We are not speaking in general. We're not saying, okay, this is a fraud. No, we are speaking, for example, how can we deal with investigation related to fraud in civil law countries, in Saudi Arabia, in UAE? So you need to always, in the question, the exam, you need to look at which country we are speaking about. Because once you understand the legal aspect of it, you understand how we are going to handle the situation. We have cases related to bribery. But when we are speaking about this case related to bribery, is it in US or is it in UK? Because US Foreign Corruption Practice Act is different than UK Bribery Act. So once you understand which laws, which situation we are following, are we dealing with fraud cases related to a civil case, قضية مدنية, or criminal case, قضية جنائية? So once you understand which case we are dealing with, you will be able to answer the questions correctly. So always keep in your mind that we are dealing with cases related to fraud, but at the same time, I want to understand this case related to what from legal perspective. This cases happen in which country, happen under which circumstances, for me to be able to clear the concept easily. All right, now strategy number 5, when you are studying for the exam, it's very recommended that you take a class. Don't study on your own. If you are trying to study on your own, you start a little bit, you stop, and then you will not continue. So based on all the research, they discover when you are actually in class environment, you are studying with a coach, you are studying with a group, you are more productive in your progress. You see everyone studying, everyone preparing, everyone passing the exam, everyone moving to the next subject, much better than doing it on your own. And I will tell you from personal experience, when I tried to lose weight and I'm going to the gym trying to do it on my own, I didn't progress. But when I committed to go to classes, I have instructors, I have a program, I was more able to lose. And I lost a lot. I lost around 30 kilos during COVID, because I need commitment. So one of the interesting and very important strategy in studying for any certifications, have a program, have a class, have a group. Even if you are deciding, you say, yeah, no, I'm going to do self-study. Even if you are going to do self-study, find others who would like to do self-study and study together. Don't do it self-study, do it group study. So in that way, that will motivate you and that will keep you in check to make sure that every day you are progressing. Otherwise, you will not have time. You say, tomorrow I will do it, the day after, and then you will not get to it. So this is very important strategy. Study in a group, study in a class, study with a coach for you to be able to prepare and pass the examination in an easy and quick way. And at the same time, the coach will help you and guide you in with your mistakes, because all of you have experience and knowledge, but sometimes you don't know exactly what to focus on. So what the coach will help you, the coach will make you correct the misunderstanding that you have. Like when you go to the gym, you are trying to lift something in some way and they say, no, you need to do it this way. So in that way, it's correcting the forms And in the same way, when you are studying with a group or with a coach, with a class, it will correct the information, make sure you are on the right path for you to pass the exam. Now, strategy number 6. When we are speaking about passing the CFE exam, you need to understand that the knowledge and concept that are in the exam are based on the best practices. The meaning, based on your experience, you may know, oh, this is how we are doing it. This is how some organizations are doing it. This is how we do it in our country. This is what usually we do. That's correct. Maybe this is what your boss did before, or you did before, but maybe this is not the best practices. So ACFE exam is not testing you based on the practical knowledge and the best practices that you are doing. The CFE exam is testing you based on the best global practices. And we don't have standards here. See, for investigation, it's not like accounting. We have accounting standards. It's not like auditing. We have auditing standards. For fraud, we have global standards, global best practices created by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, because it's the largest anti-fraud association. And based on that, it will help you understand exactly what you need to do and what you should and you should not do. So this is where, when you are studying for the exam, you need to not answer the questions. And this is very important strategy. Don't answer the question based on your experience or your knowledge. I know one guy, he got more than 10 years of experience and he always failed in the exam because he's not studying the book. He is not studying the course. He is saying, okay, well, I understand the subject. Yes, but you need to understand what are the best practices, because they are going to ask you about that. They are going to ask you, when you are writing for the examination report, what you need to include, what you should not include, what language you should use. When you are collecting evidence, what you should collect, how you need to handle it. So you need to understand the best practices, and you need, based on that, to answer the questions. So if you study with that in your mind, and if you take the exam and focusing on what they are asking you about based on the global best practices, you will be able to clear the exam with no issue. Don't focus on your knowledge only for you be able to clear the exam. Now, let's move to strategy number 7. Strategy number 7, which is very important, is how can I answer questions related to interviewing? Why? In the exam, interviewing in the investigation section representing 40% of the questions in the exam. And so many delegates, when they are taking the exam, they will not focus on this section, which is interviewing. And at the same time, they don't know how to answer the questions for it. Why? Because sometimes the questions are confusing or challenging. So what you need to do, you really need to dedicate more time to focus on this section related to interviewing. They are going to ask you questions related to how to conduct the interview, question about how can you prepare the room for the interview, questions about the interviewers, questions about the questions you are going to ask. Are they closed question, open questions? What kind of questions they are? They are going to ask you about how can you get admission from the person? How can you document this admission? How can you present yourself? What kind of verbal and non-verbal clues you need to look at. So focusing on the interviewing section in the investigation will help you in clearing the exam with no issue. So this is very also important strategy that you need to focus on by focusing on the important sections in the exam. Not everything equal. Not all the chapters or all the subjects are equal. Some subjects, they will have additional focus in the exam. And this is where if you clear interviewing and you understand it perfectly, you'll be able to score at least 40 questions in the exam. And in that way, that will increase your chances of passing the exam. So this is strategy number 7. Now, strategy number 8. When you are studying for the exam, someone will come and tell me, yeah, oh my God, CFE exam is so difficult. Why? I say, why? They say, I need to study 2,000 pages and I need to go over all these subjects. And then after I study 2,000 pages, I need to take 4 exams. And every exam is 100 questions. And every exam is 2 hours. That's 8 hours. Oh my God, it's 8 hours exam. How can I take it in one day? I say, no, relax. The most important strategy, which is strategy number 8, when we are studying for the exam, that you need to have a plan. To achieve your goal without a plan is like you are trying your luck. You are thinking, no. You say, what's the meaning plan? The meaning, If you are planning to study for the CFE exam, you need to say, based on my skills, my knowledge, my expertise, my language, am I going to study this over 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 4 weeks, 1 week, 4 days? I need to decide based on how much time I can allocate. So someone will say, yeah, so for CFE, how many hours I need to study for me to pass the exam? I say, if you are doing self-study, you need around 120 hours. Just to make sure you understand, if you are doing self-study, you need to allocate at least 120 hours to be able to read the whole fraud examination manual and prepare for the exam. If you are taking a class, the amount will go to the half. You need only 60 hours. So 60 hours, this is including the class you attend and the questions that you practice, which is the class around 30 hours. So 30 hours in the classroom and 30 hours studying on your own. So this is what you need to do. So in that case, you decide. Some delegates, they say, yeah, so what is the best approach? The best approach for you is different. It depends on your skills. You can take it in 1 month. So if you are going to take it in 1 month, you make it easy. You say 1 month, they are 4 exams. Every week, you study 1 subject. So you study 2 hours every day for 6 days. So 2 hours every day for 6 days, that's 12 hours. Then the last day, you study additional 2 hours. Then you take the exam. Then you take 1 week, you study for 6 days. Then 1 day, then you take the exam. So if you have the right plan, you will be able to clear it easily. Only 2 hours a day for 1 week, you clear 1 subject. But if you are like really busy and you need to clear it quickly, you can do it in 4 days. How you can do it in 4 days? Every day you study for 12 hours and you take the exam. You wake up early in the morning, you wake up 6 in the morning, you study for 6 hours. Now it's 12. Then you study for 6 hours. Now it's 6. Then you take the exam in the evening at 8, 9. Then you sleep, you wake up next day. That's also possible. You say, is this possible? Yes. We already have delegates who took the classes with us and they passed the CFE exam within 4 days. More than 1,000 delegates passed the exam with us within 4 days. So you can do it if you want to do it in 4 days. Now, the cool thing that the classes that we deliver classes virtually over 4 days. You can attend our classes over 4 days. Every day we cover 1 subject for 8 hours, and then you study and you take the exam. If you don't have time to attend it with us, we have the sessions recorded, so you can take the sessions with us and watch them over 4 days and take the exam, or you can do it over 4 weeks. You can do it over 4 weeks with us by watching the recorded sessions or by attending our classes. So all the options are available. But having the right plan for you to prepare for the certification is very important. Without having the right plan, you are going to be lost. You don't know exactly what you are going to do. So this is why one of the most important strategy, which strategy number 8, is finding the right plan for you. Decide how I'm going to prepare and pass the CFE exam based on this, based on my experience and based on the subject. Now, another thing, someone will ask me, so which part I need to go first? My recommendation is you go with the fraud investigation first. You start with the fraud investigation. Then you go over financial transactions. Then you go over the legal elements of fraud. Then you go over fraud prevention and deterrence. So this is the most proper order that I like. But again, for you, you can start with anyone. You can say, okay, well, I like to start with the fraud prevention and deterrence first. If you want, you can start with that. So there is no certain order for you to go over them. However, you need to clear the exam within 60 days. So from the first day you take the certification, the first exam, you have 60 days where you need to clear all the exams. So you need to always keep that in your mind, that you have only 60 days. In case the 60 days finished and you didn't take any exam, or you failed in one of the exam, you have to pay $50 to retake the exam. So always keep in your mind, you need to do it within 60 days. Don't start one and then you say after 3 months, I'm going to continue. Now, strategy number 9. When you are trying to think about the CFE, so many will think, okay, CFE is about fraud examination, is about going and conducting investigation, uncovering fraud, writing the report. That's correct. That's 75%. However, 25% of the CFE is about fraud prevention and deterrence. And this is where we need to understand how can we have the proper controls in place to ensure fraud will not happen again. You say, yeah, so what's the meaning of that? The meaning of that, when you are studying for the exam, you need to understand that in the fraud prevention and in the financial section, you are going to get so many questions, they are testing your knowledge. Do you understand which red flag will show that fraud happening? Do you know which red flag will give us alert that there's something wrong? Do you know what kind of things we need to monitor to ensure fraud is not happening? Do you know what kind of controls we need to implement to prevent fraud? Do you know which control we need to have to catch fraud? So this is why you need to really understand and study these subjects, because these subjects sometimes they are confusing. So, for example, the organization decided to do awareness about a new thing they are doing, which is they are going to do surprise cash count. So if they made an announcement for surprise cash count, is this preventive control or deductive control? Someone say, oh yes, it's deductive control because they are going to do surprise cash count. Be careful. The question in the exam tricked you, because actually it's preventive control. The announcement itself is actually preventive, because everyone will know that they are trying to do surprise cash count, so they will not do fraud. But conducting the cash count, the surprise cash count, considered deductive. So this is where the questions in the exam, they are very tricky. So strategy number 9, always understand what the question they are asking you and what is the answer. Don't jump to conclusions, especially in questions related to fraud prevention and deterrence. And we have a full section related to fraud prevention and deterrence, which is the most difficult section. So many individuals, they fail in the exam. Why? Because they come quickly to conclusion. Read the question, see, look what they are focusing on. And after that, answer the right questions in the proper way. So understanding all these red flags and all this prevention and deduction, and not only in general, but in details. For example, skimming, how can we prevent it? How can we catch it? Larceny, how can we prevent it? How can we catch it? Bribery, how can we prevent it? How can we catch it? Every element related to all the schemes of fraud, I want to understand how can I have preventive and deductive controls related to it, and what are the red flags. The same thing when we speak about financial schemes, what are the red flags? We speak about financial accounting fraud, what are the red flags? So understanding that will help you to answer any question easily. And finally, strategy number 10, which is very important strategy, and I always tell all my students to follow it. When you are trying to study for the exam, make sure that you know the keywords. The meaning, when they are asking a question in the exam, if you know the keyword that they are asking in the question, and what is the keyword matching to that in the answer, you'll be able to clear the question easily. For example, they are saying, we are trying to find if someone wrote in his email anything related to rationalization. So now the keyword on top is rationalization. The whole question is not important. You need to find the keyword. The keyword is rationalization. Now I need to find in the answer something related to rationalization. So someone said, well, I want to adjust the controls. No, this is not related to rationalization. Well, I want to do refund. No, this is not related to rationalization. Well, I have so much pressure. Oh, this is related to rationalization, pressure. He's under so much pressure. So no, this is not related to rationalization. This is related to pressure, not rationalization. See, they trick you. Pressure is not. But if someone said, I deserve, see, pressure was very close. Yes, someone under pressure, he's rationalizing. No, this is related to pressure, but I deserve. I'm borrowing the money. I am only doing it temporary. I need to be recognized. So it looks like someone rationalizing his behavior. So during the class, during the study, if you find exactly what are the keywords they are looking for, without reading the question, without reading the answers, just you find the keywords and you'll be able to answer the question, even if you don't speak proper English, because you are not looking to understand. You just look at the word in the question, look at the word in the answer, and you find it. And I know so many individuals that their English is medium, and they were able to clear the exam because they were able to focus on the keyword. So strategy number 10, which is very important, understand what are the keywords in every question in the exam, and in that way you'll be able to clear the questions easily. So these are the 10 strategies. Now, if you are thinking about taking the certifications, we can help you in clearing the certification, as we are the ACFE authorized trainers in UAE, Saudi, Oman, Malaysia, and Qatar. So we have classes that we conduct virtually, which is you can join. And these classes are done over 4 weeks. So you can study every week one subject with us, then you can take the exam over the weekend. So we have our next class happening February 26 to March 22. Someone will say, this is too far. If you want to start now, you can. All the sessions are recorded. So if you join us today, you can start studying with us and you can watch all the sessions. We don't only give you that, we give you the classes done in English, all recorded, and in Arabic, all recorded. And we give you additional video, summary video. So before taking the exam, you have 45 minutes summary video quickly covering the main concepts in the exam. So you'll be able to clear the exam quickly and easily with no issues. We give you additional data support. We give you the study material that you need to prepare for. So the classes that we are doing as a virtual classes for 2023, these are the classes that we are going to be doing. These are the only classes that you can join. But again, you don't have to join them live and attend them live. In case you miss some of the classes because of your work, all of them are recorded. So we have in February, we have in May, July, September, November. Once you join any class, you can attend all the other classes. So let's say you join February, but you were busy. You can attend May or July. So no issue with that. Now, if you would like to join our face-to-face classes, we have in Dubai face-to-face classes, and these classes are done over 4 days. But you can attend them face-to-face or you can attend them virtually. If you would like to join the class over 4 days virtually, you can. So these classes, they are blend learning. You can attend them virtually or face-to-face. And the first one, we have March 13 to March 16, and we have July 10 to July 13, and then we have in October. So what is included in this class? In this class is 4 days. Every day we study one subject. Then you take the exam in the evening or next day in the morning before the other class. So the idea, and like I said, we have more than 1,000 delegates who took our classes over 4 days and they cleared the exam. So every day you study one subject, then you take the exam in the evening, and you'll be able to clear the exam within 4 days, you will be certified. So what is included in the package? If you are studying with us CFE in 2023, we give you all this in the package that you will get. We will pay for your 1-year ACFE membership, which is around $195. We will give you the 2023 CFE exam prep course, which is going to be covering all the questions, all the 1,400 review questions that you are going to practice. You are going to have practice exam with it. You are going to have assessment questions, all that you can use to prepare for your certification. Someone say, yeah, these are exactly the same questions that are going to come in the exam. No, they are going to be similar questions. So it's very important for you to understand them and study them for you to be able to prepare yourself to pass for the exam. Remember, preparation is the key. If you practice the questions, when you come to the exam, the questions are going to be similar. So that will help you. So this usually is around $1,062. So we give you this as a part of the package. Also, we give you the 2023 Fraud Examiner's Manual, which is around $150. So this is the digital access to the 2,000 pages. You can download it on your computer. And we pay for your CFE exam fees, which is around $450 for you to be able to take the 4 exam one time. If you have additional attempts, you will pay $50 for it, and you need to clear the exam within 60 days, not 60 days from joining the class, 60 days from taking the first exam. We give you the secret. This is the secret. The secret is the 2023 CFE course workbook, which is the summary. Rather than studying 2,000 pages, we give you 75 pages highlighted with the questions in the exam. So if you study that, guaranteed 100% you clear the exam with no issue. So this is the secret. And you can't even buy this from ACFE. You can only get the workbook if you join the CFE course. So we give you that, which is around $200. And this is hard copy. So we ship it to you. Wherever you are in the world, we ship it directly to you. And you can attend our live virtual CFE exam review course. So even if you join our face-to-face classes, we give you access to the recorded sessions and we give you access to the live sessions. So you can get both. So if you are face-to-face, you will get 3. You get the recorded session, you can watch them before. You can get the virtual live sessions. You can see me like I'm doing now, and you can attend the classes, and you will get face-to-face classes. And you get also the CFE exam flashcard where you'll be able to understand the midterm for the exam. And you get 30 CBE's certificate for attending the class in case you need it for other certification like CBA or CIA. So all this is included in the package that you are going to get. Now, what is the price for this package? So this is the CFE exam packages for 2 options. If you like to do a live virtually classes, which is virtually with me over 4 weeks, or if you would like to do it over 4 days. So this is the same package, 4 days or 4 weeks. But we have another package for live in person if you want to do it face-to-face with me over 4 days. We only have it over 4 days. So you will get the 1-year ACFE membership, which is $195. You get the CFE exam fees, which is $450. You will get the CFE exam prep course, which is $1,062. You get the fraud examiner manual. Someone will say, yeah, wait, I already bought the CFE prep course. I already paid for the membership. In case you paid for membership, we will give you additional year 1 membership. In case you paid for the CFE prep course within the last 2 years, we will give you discount. So you tell us exactly what you paid for, and we can help you with ACFE to get the maximum discount you can. You get the CFE exam prop flashcard. You get the CFE credential and certificate. ACFE, after passing the exam, will ship your certificate directly from US to your address, and you get the digital badge where you can show over social media. So this is the full CFE package you will get. But wait, if you are joining our virtually class or you are joining our face-to-face class, you will get also 30 hours of live virtual training where you attend me directly on Zoom like this session. You get 30 hours of recorded sessions where all the sessions are recorded in full, in both in English and in Arabic, plus summary videos recorded in English and in Arabic. So all that you will get. The exam is only in English. The exam will be in Arabic in December 2023, but the training, you can attend it in English and Arabic. You will get the CFE review course book, which is $200. You get the CFE course slides online, which is you can access them directly from ACFE website. So all these slides that we use in the class, you can have access to them. Also, you'll get 30 CBE certificate. Now, if you are attending face-to-face classes, the additional advantage you will get the training face-to-face, including breakfast, coffee break, and lunch. The actual certification cost for the classes are $3,994 plus VAT, but currently we have discounted the price. You can pay $2,197 for the virtual classes, either for 4 days or for 4 weeks. And for the in-person class, you will actually pay $2,999 plus VAT. So these are the current packages that you have if you would like to join our classes for 2023. Now, currently, we are celebrating a 9-year anniversary with ACFE, and we are so happy to have more than 2,800 delegates who were able to clear the CFE exam with us over the last 9 years. We started with ACFE a long time ago, and we are so happy to have more than 70 CFE exam review courses delivered so far. And when we are speaking about virtually as well, we have more than 2,000 delegates who join us virtually, and they clear the exam with us virtually. So you can join the class and you can clear the exam either virtually or face-to-face. We have more than 1,000 delegates who clear the exam with us face-to-face within 4 days. They were able to pass the exam within 4 days. And we have conducted so many classes in the past in so many countries, and we are doing now mainly in Dubai. And hopefully in Malaysia, we will do in July maybe. So these are the classes that we have if you would like to join. So with us, you will get everything. You will get, the classes, you get the material. And like we said, you will get also the CFE prep course, which is you will be able to practice the questions, you will be able to prepare, and you'll be able to clear the exam with no issue. So I hope that this session gave you the main 10 strategies that you need to focus on while you are preparing for the CFE exam, and how can we help you in clearing the CFE exam in an easy and simple way by joining our virtual classes or joining our classes in Dubai or in other countries if you would like to join. If you have more information, you can always reach out to me. Our website is openthinking.ae. You can go there, you can register. And if you need any more information, definitely you can ask any questions or any comments below. Thank you so much for attending this session, and I hope to see you in our class, and we can guide you step by step to become certified fraud examiners in 2023.